You know that twisty stomach feeling you get every time you think about money? I'm going to give you one thing you can do every day in less than a minute that's going to just totally wash away all that anxiety. In last week's video, I talked about how the monster in the movie is really only scary because it's in the shadows. But as soon as you shine a light on it, it becomes less scary. It's the same thing with money. You're only afraid of it because you don't see it, because it's unknown. So the one thing you need to do every day to take away that fear is check your daily bank balance. Every day, that's it. Just check your bank balance. And it might be something you're already doing, but you might not be doing it with the intentionality that you need in order for this to make a difference. So I'm going to go through 3 things to look for when you're checking your daily bank balance and the things that it'll tell you about your business. If you're not already checking your bank balance, or if you are and you're just looking at the number and then forgetting it 10 seconds later, what I recommend is just writing it down. Put it in an Excel sheet, put it in your planner, do something with it, maybe even separate it between here's my business account balance and here's my personal account balance. If you have multiple accounts, maybe even write down the multiple accounts. But if that seems overwhelming, just writing down the total bank balance for now is okay. Put today's date, put the dollar amount. That's it. And then here's what we're looking for. First, you're going to start noticing your upper and lower limits. In other words, you're going to start seeing how high does my bank balance get within a month and how low does it get. And this is important because if it drops below the lower limit or starts rising above the higher limit, then it signals to you that there's something to look for there. Just knowing that natural trend of your business, like how high the balance gets and how low the balance gets, it gives you an idea of almost like the pulse of the business. It's going to expand and contract and expand and contract. And just by knowing that's going to give you a really intimate feel for what your business is doing on a day-to-day basis, week to week and month to month. Next, by knowing what the daily balance usually is, you're going to notice large fluctuations. So if you're jotting down your bank balance and day 1, it's $2,500 and day 2, it's like $5,000, I'll go look to see what happened in a day. Do you normally have $2,500 of sales? If not, let's go look and see what happened. What got deposited? Where did that come from? Or on the other end of things, if you notice that the bank balance dropped significantly, go see why. Go figure out what came out that day. Is it something normal that comes out every month that you kind of need to be mindful of? Or is it something that you weren't expecting to happen? Either way, it's not a bad idea to have a little notes section where you're jotting down your bank balances and just write in what happened that day to cause the difference. The third benefit is that you're going to be able to start planning strategically what's going to happen in your business. So if you start noticing that at the end of the month, all of these expenses start coming out, you're going to get a good idea of how much money you need to have at each point of the month. So then if you see that you're not going to have enough money in the bank to cover the expenses coming up, you'll be able to react to that ahead of time instead of running out of money and then having to panic. That's also going to help you decide when you want expenses to come out of your bank account. Sometimes whenever you sign up for a service or you have a credit card payment or something, you get to pick the date that gets drafted. Well, if you know that all of your expenses are coming out at the end of the month, maybe you want to have this come out in the middle of the month. You have control over what your business money does. And if you don't take control over it, somebody else will. So that's really it. This one's short and sweet. And what I love about this is it doesn't matter if you have any kind of bookkeeping in place at all. All you really need is a separate business bank account from your personal bank account. And if you don't have that, first off, do it. But in the meantime, you can still just look at your total bank balance between business and personal and see what's happening on a day-to-day basis. So again, this is easy. Everyone has access to their bank balance. It's something that you can jot down on a piece of paper every day. You don't have to have a fancy system. You don't have to have QuickBooks for this. You don't even really need to know what you're looking for. Just start noticing. Just start jotting down the numbers. And whenever you notice things that are different than what you expected, that's when you start digging for more answers. So leave a comment if this is something that you're already doing, if you found that it's helped you in your business, or if there's any other daily habits that you have for your business that's helped you out, share it in the comments to help other people out. Remember, it's only scary because you're not looking at it. You've got this. It's not as bad as you think it is. Just take that first look and then that next step is going to become clear. I'll see you next time.